Assalamu alaikum, this is Mr. Islam Youssif. Our lesson today about adding and subtracting mentally. In this problem, we will find an easy way to add and subtract by using the mental method. So for question number 1, we have 8,825 minus 6,397 and we need to make 10, 100, 1,000 to mentally add and subtract. So how we can find that? If you look at the two numbers, what is the difference between 8 and 5? The difference, it means the subtraction, the result of the subtraction defined by the difference. The difference between 8 and 5 is 3. If you add 1 to 8 and 1 to 5, it will be 9 and 6. If you subtract them, you will find that the answer will be 3. If you subtract 1 from 8 to be 7 and subtract 1 from 5 to be 4. So it will be the answer, the difference between them will be 3. It means if you add 1 to the both terms or subtract 1 from the both terms, you will find the same difference. It's not necessary to be 1. You can choose any number. For example, if I add 10 to 8, it will be 18. And if I add 10 to 5, to be 15. If you subtract them, you will find that the answer will be 3. Then, by adding the same number or subtracting the same number from the two terms of the subtraction, you will find that the same difference. So for this one, how we can add or subtract, how we can use the mental math to add and subtract. The main point for subtraction to make the second number is with 10 or 100 or 1,000. So to complete the 100, we need 3 because we have 97. 7, if you find 7, you need 3. If you find 6, you need 4. If you find 5, you need 5. So you need 3 to complete the 100. So we write 8,825 minus 6,397. We need to complete the 100. How we can complete the 100? By adding 3. So if you add 3 to the first number, you need to add 3 to the second number. So by adding 3, the answer now will be 8,828 minus, by adding 3, 7 plus 3 equals 10. 0 and carry up 1. 1 and 9 equals 10. 0 and carry up 1. 1 and 3 equals 4. And we have 6. Now you can subtract with an easy way. Because if you subtract 0 from any number, you will find that the answer will be the same. And 8 minus 4 equals 4. 8 minus 6 equals 2. Again for the second one. We have 684 minus 169. Just look at the second number. We have at the ones 9. So to complete it 10, we need to add 1. So we write 684 minus 169. You need to add 1. So by adding 1 to the both terms. So if you add 1 to 684, it will be 685. And if you add 1 to 169, it will be 170. By subtraction, 5 minus 0 equals 5. 8 minus 7 equals 1. 6 minus 1 equals 5. What if you use the mental math for adding? For add, we will follow another way. If you look at the difference between 8 and 3, it will be 5. By adding the same number, you will find the same. But if you add the two numbers, if we have 8 plus 3, you will find that 11. To keep the answer equal 11, you need to add and subtract the same number from the both terms. So if you add 1 to 8 to be 9, you need to subtract 1. You need to subtract 1 from 3 to be 2 to make the sum equals 11. So for the first one we add and the second one we subtract. But for subtraction, you need to add to the both side and subtract from the both side. In addition, add to one side and subtract from the other side. So in this case, we will find that we have 738 plus 56. To complete, find which one closes to be 10. The one which close to be 10 or 100, which is 8. 8 is close to be 10 more than 6 by adding 2. Because you add 2 for the first one, you will subtract 2 from the second one. In subtraction, we add to the two numbers or subtract from the two numbers. But in addition, you add to one number and subtract from the other one. If you add 2, you will find that the answer will be 740. And if you subtract 2, you will find that the answer will be 54. Now you can add. Because you have 0, it means we have the identity property. So 0 plus 4 equals the same number, which is 4. 4 and 5 equals 9 and put 7 without any change. Again, we have 223 plus 728. The one which closes to be 10, which is 8. 8 to be 10 by adding 2. Because you add 2 and you have addition, so we need to subtract 2. Again, for subtraction, we add the same number to the two terms or subtract the same number from the two terms. But for addition, we add to one term and subtract to the other one. So by subtracting 2, you will find that the answer will be 221. Plus, by adding 2, you will find that the answer will be 730. By adding, you will find the answer 0 plus 1 equals 1, 2 and 3 equals 5, 2 and 7 equals 9. And that's how we can use the mental math to add and subtract the two numbers.